Good morning, students. We are doing chapter number 10 of part 2, haloalkane compounds. Preparations we had completed and we had started with chemical reactions. First one is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Now, what is nucleophilic substitution reaction? Different examples that we had already completed. Now, we have to go for the mechanism of nucleophilic substitution reaction. For that, we require some sort of knowledge for stereochemistry, optical isomerism. So first we'll study some basic concepts of stereochemistry or stereoisomerism, and after that we'll move for mechanism of nucleophilic substitution reactions. Okay, what is optical isomerism or stereoisomerism? Optical or stereoisomerism. Different terms we will study. What is optical activity? What do you mean by chirality? What is asymmetric carbon? What are racemic mixtures? And different terms we will study. First we are studying optical activity. Optical activity. What is optical activity? And what are optically active compounds? And optically active compounds. One experiment is there to find out whether compound is optically active or not, because all compounds are not optically active. So which compounds are optically active, which are optically inactive? For that we have to perform an experiment called polarimeter experiment. What is that? First we have to take a source of light, ordinary light, which has oscillation in all the direction, all the wavelength. This is called ordinary light. When it is passed through Nicol prism, this is called Nicol prism. This is known as polarizer. So when this light is passed through polarizer, this light becomes plane polarized light, which has oscillation in one direction. This is called plane polarized light. What is the difference between ordinary light and plane polarized light? Ordinary light have all the oscillations, all the wavelength, while plane polarized light have single wavelength and oscillation in one direction. When this plane polarized light is passed through polarimeter tube, this is called polarimeter tube. In this polarimeter tube, we have to fill the compound, जिसका अपन को ऑप्टिकल एक्टिविटी पता करना है. Solution बनावी कंपाउंड में फिल कर देवाना. Organic compound जिसको आपको टेस्ट करना है whether this compound is optically active or not. Its solution is filled in it and its concentration is measured in gram per ml. Suppose 2 gram in 10 ml or 1 gram in 50 ml. We should know how much gram in how much ml will dissolve a compound to prepare a solution. Now if this compound is optically active, then we can say that the plane of this polarized light will rotate either left side or right side. We can analyze by analyzer. This way the light can be rotated. This is the plane original path of the light. After passing through this solution, it will rotate by some angle. This is called alpha. Either towards right side, light will be rotated, or the light can be rotated towards left side, this way. Left rotation or right side rotation. If the plane of the polarized light is rotated after passing through this solution, we can say that the compound is optically active. So what are optically active compounds? Optically active compounds are those which are capable of rotating the plane of the polarized light either towards left side or towards right side, and phenomenon is known as optical activity. Clear? Now, if the compound is capable of rotating the light towards right side, we can call it as dextrorotatory. क्या बोलते हैं, डेक्स्ट्रो, और इट इज डिनोटेड बाय सिंपल डी, और इट इज डिनोटेड बाय प्लस. Dextro isomer of the compound. And if the light is rotated through left side, we can call it as levoisomer, or we can denote it by L and the minus sign. So there are two isomers, two optical isomers are there of a compound which is optically active, and these two optical isomers are known as dextro and levo. What is dextro? The isomer of a compound which is capable of rotating the light towards right side, and levoisomer is the isomer which is capable of rotating the light towards left side. These two, dextro and levo, are known as isomers, optical isomers. Clear? Now what is the relation between this dextro and levo? Two isomer dextro and levo are non-superimposable mirror image of each other. Before studying that, we should know why some compounds show optical activity and others not. Suppose I am writing here two compounds. This is 2-chloropropane and this is 2-chlorobutane. If I fill these two compounds at different times in polarimeter tube, and if I'll see whether they are capable of rotating light or not, then I can find out that 2-chlorobutane is capable of rotating the light, while 2-chloropropane is unable to rotate the light. मतलब this compound is optically inactive and this compound is optically active. इस पे light का असर हो रहा है, light की वजह से ये rotate हो रहा है, ये light को rotate कर रहा है, ये नहीं rotate हो रहा, ये light को rotate कर रहा है, मतलब ये optically active है, and this compound is optically inactive. Why? What is there in this compound? It is capable of rotating light. And what is lack in this compound so that it is not capable of rotating the light? What is there? What is the reason behind showing optical activity by the compound? So when they were finding the reason, they found that the compounds which are asymmetric, they are optically active. So what is the reason for optical activity? The reason is asymmetry. If the compound is asymmetric, then the compound is optically inactive. What is symmetric and asymmetric? What do you mean by symmetric? What do you mean by asymmetric? So suppose we draw a simple square, we can say that it is symmetric. Why it is symmetric? Because its mirror image is superimposed on it. Suppose we kept mirror here, then this square will superimpose on it. What do you mean by superimposability? Suppose this hand is there, left hand. If I kept mirror over here, then its mirror image will be my right hand. They are not superimposable on them. Nothing superimpose like this. But there are some compounds which mirror image is superimposed on it like this. Second is, suppose we take some alphabet A, then its mirror image will superimpose on it. If I'll keep this A over here, then it will completely superimposable. આમ થાય એટલે superimpose કહેવાય. અને આમ થાય એટલે આડું અવળું થાય એટલે superimpose ન થાય. So if they are superimposable, their mirror image are superimposable, we can say that it is symmetric. And if their mirror image are not superimposable, then we can say that it is asymmetric. Another alphabets we can see like, if we keep mirror over here, I, its mirror image will be this and this mirror image is superimposed on it. O we can say, they are symmetric because their mirror image superimposed on it. H, its mirror image is symmetric. So if the compound is symmetric, then it will not show optical activity. If the compound is asymmetric, then we can say that it is optically inactive. Optically active, sorry. There are few, alphabets whose mirror image is not superimposed on it. Which are that? N. Its mirror image will be like this. It is not superimposed on it. So it is optically inactive. Z. Its mirror image will be like this. It is non-superimposable mirror image. આ mirror image આની ઉપર superimpose ન થાય. જેમ મેં તમને કીધું, two hands. Left hand, its mirror image will be my right hand. And if I'll keep on it, it will not superimpose. So જે superimpose ન થાય mirror image ઉપર, એને શું કહેવાય? asymmetric compounds. And all asymmetric compounds are optically active. So what is the reason for optical active compounds? Optically active compounds are asymmetric. Optically active compounds are asymmetric. They don't have any symmetry. Now line of symmetry, plane of symmetry, point of symmetry, कोई symmetry नहीं होती, asymmetric molecule. So what is the reason for optically showing optical activity? The compound must be asymmetric compound. What do you mean by asymmetric compound? The compounds whose mirror image is not superimposed on it. Then it is called optically active compounds or compound is having asymmetry. अब हर बार कंपाउंड को मिरर में डाल के देखेंगे whether it is superimposable or not. On paper, how can we find out whether this particular compound is optically active, this particular compound is optically inactive? For that, scientists found out that the compounds are asymmetric. That's true. But how can we find out that this particular compound is asymmetric and that is not? Carbon, we know, has 4 valencies. And if all are sigma bond, then its shape is tetrahedral. If the 4 valencies of a carbon is satisfied by different group of atoms or atoms, suppose this valency is satisfied by hydrogen, this is satisfied by halogen, this is satisfied by methyl group, and this is satisfied by ethyl group. If to the carbon all the 4 groups attached are different, then we can say that it is optically active compounds. This compound has lack of symmetry, means it is asymmetric compound and it shows optical activity. Such carbon in a compound is known as chiral carbon. What is called? Chiral carbon. What is chiral carbon? Carbon to which all the 4 valencies are different. All the 4 valencies attached are different. And they are known as chiral carbon. And if a compound is having chiral carbon, it has asymmetric, and asymmetric compounds are optically active. All optically active compounds have 2 isomers, dextro and levo. These dextro and levo are known as enantiomers. What they are known as? Enantiomers. So what are enantiomers? Enantiomer. The terms છે યાદ રાખજો. What are enantiomers? Enantiomers are optical isomers which are non-superimposable on their mirror image. Which are non-superimposable on their mirror image. They are known as enantiomers. Dextro and levo, they are called enantiomers. जो mirror image होंगे उसमें से एक dextro होगा और दूसरा levo. And what is chiral carbon? The carbon to which all the 4 valencies attached are different. So if in a compound there is one carbon to which all the 4 valencies are different, we can say that it is chiral carbon and it shows optical activity. But every time this will not happen. Basic criteria for finding optical activity is asymmetry. कभी-कभी ऐसा भी होता है. There are 2 chiral carbons, even then the molecule is symmetric. It will not show optical activity. So chiral carbon is the primarily we can find out whether the compound is optically active or not. But what is the basic reason for showing optical activity? That is asymmetry. If the molecule is asymmetric, we can say that it is optically active. If the molecule is symmetric, then we can say that it is optically inactive. Okay. Now we'll find out which compounds are optically active and which are not. Now before starting that, we'll do one more term that is called racemic mixture. Racemic mixture. What is racemic mixture? Suppose in a mixture we have 50% dextro isomer and 50% of levo isomer. If we mix, suppose we take 2-chlorobutane which is optically active. 50% we take dextro of 2-chlorobutane, 50% we take levo of 2-chlorobutane. Both are different compounds. So 50% आनो 50% आनो mix कर दे दो, polarimeter tube में भरी दियो, it will not show optical activity. Light एम नंबर आ जैसे, no optical rotation. What is the reason? Because dextro rotate the light towards right side, levo rotate it towards left side. So again the angle will become 0. Dextro આટલું આમ rotate કરે, levo પાછું એને આમ લઈ આવશે. So net optical rotation 0. Compound will be optically inactive. Even then it has chiral carbon. So if what is racemic mixture? 50% dextro, 50% levo is optically inactive. Optically inactive. इसमें optical rotation कितना आएगा? 0. Such compounds are called racemic mixture. So even racemic mixture वाला compound has chiral carbon, then too it is not capable of rotating the light. Light will come out as it is, as if rotation is not there. Such compounds are known as, such mixtures are known as racemic mixtures. So racemic mixtures are optically inactive compounds. Okay. Now there are few examples. How can we find out whether compounds are optically active or not? And if they are optically active, then how can we say that? Yeah, what are the isomers of dextro and levo? First compound is 2-chlorobutane. It's 2-chlorobutane. We'll find out whether it is optically active or not. So first of all, we have to find out whether it has chiral carbon or not. This carbon is chiral carbon. How do we know? All the 4 valencies attached are different. One is H, another one is Cl, next is methyl, and the next is this. If you combine them, it is C2H5. If we keep mirror, then its mirror image will be non-superimposable. C2H5, here H, here methyl, and here C. One will be dextro, other will be levo. Non-superimposable mirror image. એમને ઉપાડીને આની ઉપર મૂકો તો સુપરઇમ્પોઝ ન થાય. આ Cl ઇથાઇલ ઉપર આવે, ઇથાઇલ Cl ઉપર આવે તો સુપરઇમ્પોઝ ન થાય. If they are not superimposable on each other, we can say that they are optical isomers. One is dextro, other one is levo. Okay, second example, 2-chloropropanoic acid. It is optically active. How do we know? All the 4 valencies to this carbon are different. One is methyl, another one is hydrogen, next is chloro, and here it is COOH. This is chiral carbon. And compound has chiral carbon. It is optically active because it shows asymmetry. Suppose we take an example of 2-chloropropane. It's CH3, CH, Cl, and CH3. This is optically inactive. Why this compound is inactive? It won't have any chiral carbon. See, to this carbon 3 hydrogens are there. To this carbon, one is H, 2 similar molecules are there, methyl. Chiral carbon, nothing. Do methyl same hai. All the 4 valencies are different. Then the carbon is called chiral carbon and compound is optically active. So we can find out the way by which, chiral carbon, and then we can find out whether the compound is optically active or not. And as you know, there is, this is tetrahedral structure. All alkane compounds are tetrahedral. And tetrahedral arrangement is 3 dimension. So if we want to draw 3-dimensional structure in 2 dimension, then the wedge dash formula we had completed in 11th standard. So what is that wedge dash formula? Suppose we want to draw this as wedge dash formula, then it is drawn as C, 2 bonds in the plane, this way. Suppose COOH is away from the viewer, so this is called dash bond and this is called wedge bond. This is towards the viewer. Suppose here it is methyl. So this is 3-dimensional representation of a compound. These are the bonds which are in the plane. This is called dash formula, dash bond. This is away from the viewer, away from viewer. आपसे दूर जा रहा है, back side of the blackboard, and this is towards the viewer. This is called wedge formula, wedge bond, and this is towards the viewer. Towards the viewer. So sometimes we will find 4 bonds like this in 3-dimension, representation in 2-dimension, wedge dash formula. So that will also do. Just we have to find out whether the carbon is chiral or not. All the 4 valencies are different or not. That we have to see. So this way also the compound can be written in 2-dimension, which is actually in 3-dimension. Clear? In next video, we will do some more terms regarding stereochemistry. That is retention, then inversion, and obvious the racemic mixture. Till then it is bye.